Okay, it is Saturday, January 10th, 2026, and we used our log dolly. Now that the snow is all gone, we had, I don't know, a couple inches of rain and some 50s, and it all melted. So we cleaned up all our logs from our trees that were over here that we got prepped. Snow melted. We got our log dolly, and we stacked them over here. And we're gonna go look at the rest of the trail, see if we can't get some more of those logs that we cleared that are just sitting on the side of the trail before it snows again. All right, these are some trees that came down from over there with the snow and the wind, and we prepped and put them there. Snow's gone, we're not sinking in too much, you know, a little bit, not too much. So we're gonna load these up and a few more and get those on the pile before it snows again and they stay buried the rest of the winter. Our first load, and on our way back there's a tree over there that we took down, so we're gonna throw the hose on there. All right, we got those couple of logs that were from this tree here, but here's a neighbor's trail. You can see last night another tree came down. We usually help him clean up. He's like, I don't know, 80 something. A lot of times he asks me to help clean up logs across his trail. And I guess it was windy yesterday, and here we got another one over here that's down. And that kind of, yes, it's a little bit off the trail, but you can kind of see that this is a ditch that we put in to clear out all the swamp water, and that's kind of impact that ditch and me keeping it clean, and that's reasonable for the sawmill, so we got to clean that out. Whew. All right, they're saying more high winds tomorrow. I think just all these dead ash trees have been dead for like 5-7 years. They're just coming down. What's more boring than watching a person stack logs on a cart? Watching persons move the carts to the log pile. But that's what you got. Here we go. A couple of logs on the sawmill pile, a couple more logs on the firewood pile. I think we're gonna park this for a moment because if I go, the next load of logs is a bit away and I gotta make sure I got enough gas, so I have to get that gassed up, so gotta take a break. All right, the next load of logs that we need to try to get off the trail with our flexible variable length tongue cart that we welded together will probably require us to go on the boardwalk and the mower deck to get the board. So we use the ratchet strap to get that deck up higher. So let's go see if it's too muddy or we need to use the boardwalk. But temperatures are dropping, so we got a little bit of time, then we're gonna have lunch. Okay, you can see it's pretty muddy. And we're gonna try the boardwalk. That's why we need a little bit more throttle here. Keep running line, keep running line. Alright, so let's see if we get stuck in this. The intent is to continue armoring. Alright, so not too bad. It's frozen underneath, mushy on top. So the intent is to continue armoring this section here. Which needs to get tied into that side trail. And then this is a continuation to boardwalk under all those leaves. And here we go. There's a bunch of logs we gotta move. Hang on. Okay, the conscious decision was made to leave the cart on the boardwalk and load those logs that were there onto here. If it works out, we got, those are probably, yeah, maybe the trailer dolly we gotta use for those. And we're not gonna skid this anytime soon, so that's gonna stay there. Cause that's heavy, I gotta, it won't, the log dolly doesn't fit on the boardwalk, so I gotta go on the main trail, which is too muddy for the tractor to pull big load. If you listen in the background, you can hear, I think it's a robin, sound like a robin. What the hell? Okay, we got them all there. Yeah. Problem is the log dolly does not. The wheelbase is too wide for the boardwalk. Fits the carts. Okay. And of course the tractors. But it's supposed to get in the 20s next week. So if it doesn't snow too much, the ground will freeze. I should be able to do that. But try one more load with the cart for the logs I can get on there, and then it's lunch. Okay, I lifted, carried those two. These two, I'm gonna use the log dolly, so I'm gonna wait till this freezes up. That's just asking for trouble trying to lift and carry those over there. And in the back, on the swale trail that way, we got a whole bunch of pine trees and a couple ash trees that came down. And on the swale trail that way, we still got a log and some trees to clear. So once this freezes without much snow, we can get the log dolly and the cart, because the muddy section back there that we haven't, it's on the docket to get reinforced or was armored. So yeah, it's a good run today. Got our John Deere RX73 parked, covered up. We got our cart all situated. Yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned, but you see a pine tree came down the guy's backyard. I talked to him. He said, sure, go for it. All right, so we got that tree to do too.